Hello everyone! Welcome once again to another science adventure. I'm Teacher Sam, your science buddy for today's lesson. For today's objective, number 1, enumerate the phases of cell cycle. Number 2, identify the stages of mitosis and meiosis. And number 3, compare the difference between mitosis and meiosis. Are you now ready to start this adventure? Come on, let's dive in.
Have you ever wondered? When you look at your parents, you can see features that you share with them, such as shape of the eye, the presence of dimples, or even the hand you use when you write. The sharing of features can be explained by studying heredity, where traits are passed on parents to offspring. When you look at your brothers and sisters, even if you share the same parents, each one of you can be considered unique based on the combination of traits each possesses. That is variation, which demonstrates differences among individuals. Did you know that humans share about 90% of genetic material with mice and 98% with chimpanzees? To understand more about this trivia, let's explain important terms in this lesson. Genetics is the study of heredity and variation. It aims to understand and how traits can be passed on to the next generation and how variation arises. Every living thing undergoes reproduction. The nutrients taken by an individual will provide for energy for metabolic processes, for growth and development, as well as reproduction. The cellular level of reproduction in the form of cell division provides for the backdrop for the organismal level of reproduction. All living things contains what we call the genetic material that serves as the set of instructions that direct the activities and functions of the cell. These genetic materials, also known as deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA, are passed on from one generation to the next to ensure the continuity of life. Let's play a game! For fix, one word. And here is the first word. Do you know already? You're right! The correct word here is cell. Let's have the next word. Do you know the answer now? That's correct! The second word is cycle. For today's lesson, it is all about the cell cycle. Do you know what is cell cycle? Cell cycle is a series of steps that includes cell growth, duplication of genetic material, and cell division, usually resulted to identical cells. In other words, the cell processes through various steps in order to grow, duplicate its DNA, and finally, split into 2 or even 4 new cells. This is cell cycle. The cell cycle may be divided into 2 stages. First, we have the interphase, which includes the G1 phase, the S phase, and the G2 phase. And the second stage is the M phase, also known as the cell division, which includes the mitosis or the meiosis. The interphase is divided into 3 substages. The first one is the G1 phase, stands for first gap period or G1, which time the cell grows initially. Second phase is the S phase, also known as the synthesis stage. This stage is characterized by protein and ribonucleic acid or RNA synthesis, which is synthesized based on the DNA, is then used to synthesize proteins. The middle stage of interphase, called the synthesis stage, is the period of DNA synthesis or replication. The chromosomes are duplicated in the preparation of the next cell division. The third one is the second gap period or the G2 phase. Represents a period of a rapid cell growth to prepare for cell division. During interphase, the nucleus is clearly visible as a distinct membrane-bound organelle. Alternating with the interphase is the cell division phase or M phase. In eukaryotic cells, there are two types of cell division, the mitosis and the meiosis. Mitosis is type of cell division produces two identical cells with the same number of chromosomes, while meiosis is a special type of cell division where the cell undergoes two rounds of cell division to produce four daughter cells, each with half the chromosomes number as the original parent cell and with a unique set of genetic material as a result of exchange of chromosome segments during the process of crossing over. Let's find out more. What are the stages of cell division? Mitosis is divided into four stages. Stage 1 is prophase. In prophase, the nuclear membrane and the nucleoli may still be present. The chromosomes are thicker and shorter because of repeated coiling. At this stage, each chromosome is made up of two identical sister chromatids as a consequence of replication of DNA during the synthesis phase. The second stage is the metaphase. The nuclear membrane has disappeared while the highly coiled chromosomes align at the metaphase plane. An imaginary plane equidistant between the cell's two poles. Spindle fibers are also formed. Each fiber binds to a protein called kinetochore at the centromere of each sister chromatid of the chromosome. The third one is the anaphase. The paired centromeres of each chromosome separate towards the opposite poles of the cell as they are pulled by the spindle fibers. Through their kinetochores, this liberates the sister chromatids. Each chromatid is now regarded as a full-fledged chromosome and is now made up of one sister chromatid. And the fourth one is telophase. The chromosomes are now at the opposite poles of the spindle. They start to uncoil and become indistinct under the light microscope. A new nuclear membrane forms around them while the spindle fibers disappear. There is also cytokinesis, or the division of the cytoplasm to form two separate daughter cells immediately after mitosis. Now we understand the stages of mitosis. Let's move on to a special type of cell division known as